Doral, the CEO of Camacol Doral, and welcome once again to Camacol Talk. This is a weekly video podcast we do on our Facebook page and YouTube channel every Friday morning at 11 a.m. And on this podcast, we look and talk to the business leaders and community leaders of South Florida. My guest today is Councilwoman Claudia Maraca from the city of Doral. As everyone knows, the city is exploding, it's growing, and a lot of really good things are going on there. So Councilwoman Maraca will be sharing her insights to what's going on in the city. So let's sit back and watch that conversation. All right, with me is Councilwoman Claudia Maraca from the city of Doral. How are you today?
Great. Thank you for so much for inviting me. And it's always wonderful to spend some time with you, Pete.
Well, thank you. Of course, we have a great partnership with Camacol and the city of Doral, and you are a big part of the success that the city is having in terms of its economic development and business growth. We know that the last 2 years has been trying times, especially for the small business owner, the micro businesses. And I know that collectively we've been doing a lot. We have a lot of work to do because we do want to take the businesses out of the survive mode into the thrive mode. And it's only going to happen if we continue to work together and be innovative and introduce new ideas and make sure that everybody now can take advantage, because as we've also seen, there's been a lot of great new opportunities out of all of this. So from your end, Claudia, can you share a little bit about your perspective on what's going on with the business market in the city of Doral, especially, like I mentioned, the micropreneurs?
Well, I think it's pretty incredible what we've seen over the years, Pete, and I know that you've been a big part of it. And we're extremely lucky in the city of Doral. It kind of seems that we came out of this pandemic pretty early on and thriving, as you were saying. We've continued to open small businesses here in the city of Doral. It just seems to be this endless stream of not just residents coming in, but business owners wanting to come in and open their businesses here. We were just at an event together at one of our businesses here, Venture X, which all in all, it's a small business. They came in, they decided to open this concept, and they're packed of small office spaces that have been rented already, and they need to expand. A short while ago, we went to a new business that opened up, the first one out of Ecuador, that it was the first one that came out of Ecuador, and the first place they chose to open was the city of Doral. So it's pretty incredible how we continue to open these businesses, how many of the business owners are local residents that choose to live here as well because they have that opportunity. And what I believe that we as the city need to continue doing is providing everything that the city can provide to make sure that these residents and these business owners have what they need to grow their business and make it successful. And I think we do have that in the city of Doral. And the idea right now is to continue to provide that.
Well, it's a moving target, but there's anywhere from 12 to 14,000 businesses in the city, growing by an average of about 100 to 120 every month. And what's really impressive is the growth of business continued even in the depths of COVID. New businesses were opening up. Sadly, way too many of them just couldn't move forward. They had to close down, and especially restaurants and other businesses, family-owned businesses that, they worked so hard through the years, and, they took out every last penny and saved every last penny and just couldn't get it. But you and I know that there are better times for all of them down the road, and maybe they're going to come back with a new idea for a new business because they've been down that road and they learned, right?
Yeah. And you never know. And I urge every business owner or every person that plans or wishes to become a business owner one day to take advantage of all the resources that the city has, because sometimes it's extremely frustrating when you talk to some of these business people and they're like, "Oh, I only wish that and I'm like, yes, we have that, And Camacol has been doing that too. Reach out to your city officials or reach out to Camacol and make sure that you get informed about upcoming events, upcoming seminars, what you can do online to download information, guides. It's key, Pete, that when they open a business, they have the correct business plan. A lot of times we have businesses that fail because they fail to plan.
Yep.
And that is one of the most important things that you can do as a business owner is have the right people around you to tell you, okay, I want to live the American dream. I want to come here and I want to open my business and make it grow and have my family be able to grow on that business. Well, what do I need to do that? This isn't the market here is great and it's also extremely competitive. So what you need to make sure is that you have the right information with you. How many months or years of reserves do I need to make sure my business can grow? It's not going to happen overnight. So it is extremely, extremely important for everybody to use the resources that the city has to make sure that they can do their best going forward and growing that business.
One of the things that we have been focusing on as an organization, Camacol, I know the city is on the same page with this, is there are the obviouses of starting a business and having a profitable business and the fundamentals, the financials and the plan and the marketing, all that. But especially because of COVID and the challenges that we all face, it seemed like it went from one day to the other with the snap of a finger. And all of a sudden we were told to stop everything, to stay home, to be locked in. And that has affected, obviously, businesses, everybody across the board. So many sad stories of folks that are going through challenges, mental issues, and things like that. When it comes to a business owner, it's very important to understand that every business owner is a human being before anything else. And that human being is going to go through a roller coaster of emotions, even without external challenges, just the stuff that we all go through. So we have come together, the city and Camacol, to also focus on maybe some things that are not talked about enough, is that inside world of that business owner and the things that they go through and the challenges and the belief systems. Because when things are great, everything's hunky-dory. But when we're hit with challenges, how do we respond to that? How do we get through that so that we can, again, not just survive, but thrive and take our business to the next level? Because if we don't have our mind set and have a little bit of emotional stability, I don't care what great plan you have or what finances, you're not going to get through that business. So you've got to, that belief system, and also be able to, supersede and get to that next level.
And I believe that, we need to take these challenges and turn them into opportunities. That's the only thing you can really do in moments like this. We have gone through the lockdowns. We have gone down through all the different types of locks and issues that we had with COVID. Now we're out and about. We're enjoying, and luckily we have a wonderful community that likes to be out and about. And right now, the city of Doral really has given its residents an opportunity to have everything and anything they need right within city limits, from healthcare to parks to restaurants to schools. You really don't have to leave the city for anything. And what we need to do now is understand that we are now facing other challenges. I have family members that own a restaurant and they can't hire employees. That means that you're putting in more hours at work. It's very stressful. Then you have other people that might have decided, well, I'm not going to renew my office space. I'm going to move into either a home office or a smaller office. So we also need to be understanding that the effects that now we're being challenged with, right? Which is the supply chain issues, the pricing issues, inflation, all that it takes different, they cause different problems to society and to business owners. So we have to be mindful of that. So if you're going out to dinner, or if you're going out to a business, keep in mind that there's challenges that these people are facing as well. And it might take a little longer to get your meal, or the service might not be as wonderful as you once remembered it to be. But keep in mind, these people are trying as hard as they can. Give them an opportunity. Like you just said, everybody's a human. They're facing several challenges. And I think that if we all respect each other and understand the issues, that we can have a better, we can kind of like ride that wave a little easier. And we need to be mindful of all those things like you just mentioned. It's not easy out there right now.
Yeah.
But anything that we can do to help each other, I think it's something that we need to try out. I mean, it's just hard. It really is very, very hard, but everybody's dealing with a different challenge. And that affects all of us in one way or another, whether it's higher pricing or whether it's not finding staff. But it's just something that we're all going to have to ride together and believe that at the end we're going to come out stronger and more resilient.
I was driving around a couple days ago over the weekend in Doral, and I've been in the city in one way or another for over 40 years in different aspects, and we're in different hats and things like that. So I've seen, the development, the growth of the city, and especially in the last 15 years, it's I just look around and I go, this is crazy. But when you look at downtown Doral, City Place Doral, Midtown, you look at what is the one on 87th and 36th Street with the World of Beer? What is it with the Marshalls going in?
Oh, that Terra.
The Terra project.
Yeah, the Terra project over there. Yeah.
The Shoma project. Okay, the food
hall. Bazaar.
The other Terra project on 79th and 36th Street that's coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, where before you had a handful of eateries, now it's, where do I go? And that's a beautiful thing for the city.
It's a great problem to have.
It's keeping the residents and the businesses there, but it's also attracting others to come into the city and enjoy the fine dining and the entertainment and all that. How excited are you about all that?
I think it's wonderful. I believe that, I always try to educate people about how this all was planned. This wasn't something that we stumbled upon.
Yep.
This all took a lot of years of planning. It just so happened that due to the economy and due to certain market conditions, things seem to happen in pockets,
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like everything now is coming together for all of that. So in some ways, we're kind of victims of our own success. So yes, we have rush hour traffic. I think every city does.
Who doesn't?
I don't know. Point one out to me. I love to know, but we do it. We have rush hour traffic, but that has to do with the number of people that are coming to work and to the city of Doral, which is a good thing. But during the weekends and during the evenings, we get to enjoy all of that. Like you just said, you now have different areas where you can go to dinner and hang out and enjoy entertainment. And I think that's amazing, because when before you had to sit down and say, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to drive to Coral Gables or Brickell or the beach or something to have a different dining experience. We don't need to do that anymore. And in slowly, I think we're becoming that Western hub of the entertainment and the food industry, for the foodies out there. Now they can come out to Doral to enjoy. So it's a wonderful thing to be able to have. And it doesn't, I was talking to a commissioner from South Beach in Tallahassee, and he was like, wow, I wish we could have done something the way that you guys have in the city of Doral and planned our lives a little better, because your residential area is not necessarily where the homes are and the family homes are. It's not being affected by your entertainment industry. If you want to be in the entertainment area, that's where you're going to live. But if you don't, you have an option to kind of move away from it, and it doesn't affect you. And that's a wonderful thing to have, So I think it's great. I think it's taken a lot of work and effort. And I think that what this does is it proves that the city of Doral is definitely the place to be in the future of Miami-Dade County in South Florida.
I think work effort and discipline. Sticking to your plan and not getting sidetracked, because it could be very tempting when things develop, and you've got to stick to your plan. You can change it, you build flexibility, but you've got to stick to the plan, because when you take a look back, everyone can be proud of the accomplishments and what was promised 5, 10 years ago. It's happening because you stuck to the plan. A minute left, Councilwoman. We're one quarter into 2022.
Yes.
What do you see happening in the next 9 months?
Well, it's a big year for the city of Doral. There's going to be a lot of changes, especially politically, and I think it's very important for everybody to pay a lot of attention, because, like you were just saying, it is the future of our city. So I expect a lot more good things to happen. You know, our parks, we're going to be continuing opening those projects. That's going to be great. You know, as COVID, now the restrictions start going down, we're going to have more and more events, live events, in-person events. So I think it's going to be great. And we're all just going to be working on more good projects for the city, always remembering, though, that we are a community. And that's my biggest thing. You know, we talk about the city of Doral, but it really is being about a community and taking everything into account. We can't forget that feeling, that small city feeling. And I think it's something that we continue to have as part of our development. And that's something I really want to maintain. It's not, I love going into places and knowing people there and they knowing me. And I think it's something that we all value and we wish to maintain as part of our Doral community.
Councilwoman, thank you so much. It is a pleasure, as always, to have a conversation with you, and keep up the great work you're doing. Everyone else, of course, on the council and the mayor, and let's make sure that the city stays on the right track. And
absolutely, we're going to keep moving this city forward, and that's what we plan to do. So thank you for your wonderful work, Pete, as always, and for all your hard work and your constant push to make sure that our businesses have what they need to thrive in the city.
Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day.
Likewise. Take you,
care.
Everybody.
All right, bye-bye now. Thank you once again to Councilwoman Claudia Maraca from the city of Doral. Today's program has been brought to you by the city of Doral, Career Source South Florida, City Place Doral, and Baptist Health South Florida. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms, and just check us out and become a fan. We'd love to hear from you. This is a program that we're bringing to you to share with you all the exciting things that are going on and the things that are impacting our community and all of our businesses. We want to thank you so much, and hopefully you'll stick with us on a weekly basis here. So you have yourself a fantastic weekend. Take care, and God bless.